Bam. Welcome to the stream tonight. Advocates for Justice, Legal Service. We provide the tools, you guys do the work. Let's just get right into it tonight because we bringing some fire to the table tonight. In tonight's stream, we're going to cover the process for crushing the state court procedures. And we're going to focus on that for a minute. And we're also going to touch on what you need to know to block the federal court from sending you back over there to state court. Yeah, we're gonna help you understand what you need to understand so they can't send your federal lawsuit back down to state court. Yeah, because they don't want that mess. They don't want that mess in federal court. Man, they will do whatever they can to get out of it. So we're going to touch on those two things, and I would like it, and I put in the description for tonight, if there's anybody listening who invested in the 1450 Prosecutor Eliminator package, if they join the stream tonight, I'd love to hear what they have to say about the value of that package and how things are going when the first document was stuck in their face. So if there's anybody that invested in the Prosecutor Eliminator package, if you're here, let me know, and you can take the floor at some point when we get done talking about what we're going to talk about. Now I put a couple links in the feed there for you guys. One of them is to the Prosecutor Eliminator package, lawsuit package, in case someone's suffering or has a family member or a loved one suffering with this problem. The link is there for you to go to. And I also put a link to one of the most important videos that you guys should be watching if you're involved in a state court process. And that is the updated instructional video that's in the instructional video playlist. So anytime you're in a playlist and there's something updated, you want to check that out first and go with that, because those updates were reported to me, real-time feedback from people in the Facebook pages and other people using my product. So they let me know how these attorneys are trying to get out of stuff, and that allows us to get another punch in, do something different. Zelda Lane, thank you, Zelda, for the super sticker and for following my channel. I see all of your posts. I see all of everyone's posts when they post on my YouTube. Now, I may not see them for a day or two because I get busy doing this other stuff, but I do see them, and I appreciate that. That's pretty cool. I don't really make a big deal about super stickers and stuff because, well, most of the people that I've been helping are trying to save their house. So, I know money's tight. But yeah, I certainly appreciate it. I don't care if it was just $1. I appreciate it because it's the thing that counts, the thing that you feel the value here. Hey, Courtney, welcome to the show tonight. And yeah, welcome. Sometimes I feel like I should be paying you guys. There is one young lady, Veronica, in the group, and she's using the Prosecutor Eliminator package, and I'm just being honest. Sometimes I think I should be paying her for having the fun that I'm having, teaching her how to smack these prosecutors in the face in criminal court. And that is exactly what she's doing. Yeah, I appreciate it because it shows that you feel like I'm bringing value to the table, and I'm sure if you had $1 million, you'd give me like most of it. Okay, never mind. Oh, hi, Nikki. Welcome to the show tonight. Okay, so Nikki has been using online course to get some stuff done in different states. And yeah, Nikki, I'd love to have your update. As a matter of fact, we're just going to stop the show right now. And you can put your update in there and I'll post it right on there right now. Yeah, if I remember correctly, and Nikki and her team were and I had like 4 different foreclosures jammed up in different states. Well, I don't know, something to that. And the judges were having trouble responding and having to recuse themselves or whatever. Zelda Lane, what package are you interested in? I'm thinking it's one of the 42 USCs because that's the best thing going. In that package, you're addressing their day-to-day process and procedures that they used to line your ass up in over here in the middle. There you go. To line you up in their sites to steal your property or your freedom, one of the two. And they make quite a bit of money off of both. Now, I don't get into how to make money off of stealing your freedom because it's real complicated and it's hard enough just to get people to follow along with what we're doing right here, trying to keep it simple. So I'm going to just go on, and when Nikki has an opportunity there, she can just put her stuff in there, and Nikki, and I'll just stick it right on the screen for everyone to see. So the question the state court process. The way we do that now in the video, I mentioned doing the counterclaim. I also mentioned that if you're about to get evicted or pushed off the cliff or your head chopped off or whatever, you don't have time for the counterclaim crap. So in that case, you need to file that lawsuit in state court as a state court lawsuit, as opposed to filing the counterclaim in the eviction court process now, or in eviction court, even if that eviction court is actually in the state court. Now, here's the problem with that. If you file the counterclaim in their court and you're about to get evicted, they're just going to ignore the stinking thing, throw it in a basket over there, and move your eviction date up. So we're learning how this works. So if you're in the eviction process and you need to stop, obviously, the state court process, then you need to file 2 lawsuits. It's sad that people are having to do this to get control of this situation, but you file the lawsuit that you have, even though it has federal stuff or whatever, don't worry, but you file that lawsuit in state court as a state claim, and you add all the parties you're supposed to add: the state, the judge who's signing without an injured party, and the attorney. And if you're facing the eviction process, then you want to also add whoever it is as commandeering. Usually there's an attorney working for the property stealer. And you want to add them both to it. And you file it in state court. You serve them all just like you would a regular. Now, the next step is to obviously get your federal lawsuit filed, because that federal lawsuit is what's going to control everything. You're not interested in litigating this on the state level because you're already suing the state and you're suing you're suing all of them parties. So I mean, it ain't gonna. The goal of doing it this way is to blow up their case, to stop the state court process and make those players have to get attorneys and do a bunch of things. So that's the goal of doing this. Now, there's another goal too. There's a couple of goals. And the second goal is that you're going to use all of that, because they're not going to be able to answer to any of that. You're going to use all of that when you get your federal case filed. You're going to use all that to move over to the federal, because that's going to be evidence. You don't need none of the banking records and none of that shit. You don't need none of that stuff, because remember, you're not arguing their lies. What you're arguing is that the day-to-day process and procedures that the state uses violated your due process. It was unfair and lined your ass up for them to take your stuff. Now, Okay, hang on. I see Nikki has a thing here, but I want to look at. So Zelda, did you injure? Was the prosecutor? How was the prosecutor injured? How the state was injured? So the state is a corporation, and a corporation doesn't have arms or legs, and state can't be. So what you need to do, Zelda, just get in my program, use my stuff, because I don't spend a lot of time talking about what these people said, or because when they open their mouth, they're lying. Okay, when they open their mouth, they're lying. Now that's the best way to tell, the attorney. If they open their mouth, they're lying. So, or a bar member, they might as well, because everything they do is fraud. Nikki says one of her cases. oh, oh, uh, uh. There you go. So how did that work, Nikki? Did you guys get before the court, then you put the judge on the spot and order the judge to follow the state law that the judge supposed to be following? It's interesting to know how you got how that ended up getting lined up in court. Yeah, and so this is what we're doing with the prosecutor eliminator package. If you're facing criminal charges or whatever, there's no injured party and no damaged property, then we're using this package to jam up the prosecutor with the sanction motion that I structured. We're kind of getting off the track here, but this is more important. The sanction motion that I structured that's in that prosecutor elimination package, I think it's for $3.5 million. It challenges them for their failure to do a reasonable pre-file investigation under Rule 11. It also challenges the fact that the court does not have jurisdiction because criminal laws are statutory, and the statutes are not valid codes. They do not have enacting clauses. They do not have titles. They do not have bodies. The Constitution, both federal and state, mandates that for something to be a law, then blah, 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 blah. You guys heard me say all that before. So here's the thing. If you Google what a stinking statute is, they'll tell you it's a policy. It's not a law, it's a policy. So that document challenges the stinking jurisdiction of the court, and jams up the prosecutor, and it's like a mini lawsuit inside, because you haven't even got to the 42 U.S.C. 1983 lawsuit yet. We're just beating them in the face with the sanction motion first. Now, here's the way this should work in my perfect world. Sometime I'm the only one in it. Right now, Nikki's in it. There's a few other people. Okay, so there's a few people in it. In my perfect world, okay, you will get the state crap dismissed, before you get the lawsuit filed in federal court, or about the time you get the lawsuit filed in federal court, or sometime thereafter the lawsuit filed in federal court. The goal is to force them to dismiss that in state court, and once it's dismissed in state court, now you can move the federal court judge to order them fools to come sit down at the table for the settlement discussions. Think about it. If they have to dismiss it in state court, they were screwing with you. I mean, so when you file your lawsuit in federal court, after you do the steps that I got lined up here, and you file your lawsuit in federal court, and it got dismissed over there, I don't know. I'm not as smart as an attorney. I say this a lot. I'm not as smart as an attorney, but I'm thinking if it got dismissed over there, then there's nothing to litigate. I don't know. Somebody help me here. Do I have this looking right, or did I go off the base somewhere? So, and this is why it's so important to study the instructional videos and the updated instructional videos that are only found in the instructional video playlist. People watch all other 400 videos and they think those are instructional videos, and I'm not showing you a single document. In the instructional videos, I open up the documents, I show you the front page, I talk about the stuff that, blah, 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 yeah, that's what's. And so when you don't look at the instructional video, then you're pretty much just using my documents like they're conventional, and that's not going to help you at all. As a matter of fact, that's going to get your ass moved up to the top of the list so they can go ahead and take care of you before you figure out that you got fired, but you ain't opened the fire hose, so ain't nobody getting burned. Nice. What state was this in, Nikki? Well, yeah, he didn't think that you would read that. That was in New Jersey, huh? Interesting. Yeah, that online course is pretty badass, and the documents in the online course are not the same as the documents in the lawsuit packages. I had to figure out a way to beef that up since I'm charging more, and structured that package for business entrepreneurs who are legal coaches. I don't know, whatever you want to call them. I don't call them paralegals because we ain't doing paralegal shit. Paralegals kiss attorneys' asses. We kick him. And also for property investors, I have several property investors who are training their in-house people how to do this stuff. They're pretty much training their in-house strike team. And I can see the value in that. Once their strike team gets their things handled, then you can lease that team out to help other property investors who are or do the same thing that Nikki's doing here, and just start helping people and yeah, and having fun. So let me ask you something, Nikki. I got a question for you. Are you having fun? Yeah, we're learning as we go. So they delivered their. She says she's. I bet she is. So they delivered his deed to him, and they removed his property information from their records. So I'm thinking if they did that, then there's no more payment. There's no more. If your deed is not in their office, I don't know. I mean, I can't just say stuff because I'm not smart as attorneys, and attorneys say I'm scamming people or whatever. So I just asked, if your deed is not registered in their office, could they prove that there was a mortgage loan? People don't understand that that very first illegal lien that was put on their property was put there because their property was registered. The lien was put there after their property information was registered in their office. People don't realize that that very first lien was the mortgage lien. And the reason it was illegal is because, look at it this way. If there were several people own property, all of the owners would have to be present to sign that mortgage lien, right? So the fact that the alleged lender accepted your signature on the alleged mortgage lien shows that you own the property already. I smell stink. Now, don't ask me. Actually, I can explain it to you, but I'm just going to leave it at that because People don't understand. Your signature on that document is what created what they're saying was the lien. It wasn't a lien. What they did was they altered the document after you left the table, and they turned it into a security, and they processed it through the Federal Reserve for, according to modern money mechanics, 9 times the amount that went into this demand deposit account. And some people say it was 21 times the amount. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. How the hell can the bank be going broke doing this to people? Nikki said she's having she's having fun. Yeah. I'm glad you can say that, Nikki, because if I said that, yeah, attorneys would be saying I'm scamming people. People be saying I'm lying. I don't never say that because everybody, what I tell people is I teach you the facts. The facts are that the process is fraud. There's no law that says you have to put your stuff in their office. And if you bring the right shit to the table, free and clear. I love that. I might just leave that sit here. You're doing good work, young lady. You're doing good work. I'm proud. And this really, this pretty much makes my day because this is the reason why I'm here. I want other people to learn how to punch these people in the face. Yeah, they pissed off the wrong person messing with me. Yeah. And now we got some people that's taking care of teaching other people. I don't know what they're doing, but what I do know is that free and clear. At the end of the day, there's no law. There's no law that says that they have to, no, there is no law. And if you understand that and you bring the right fire to the table. Now, the online course, the documents in the online course address the illegal path they took to get with the mortgage lien and all of that. One of the things in the online course, you're saying in the online course lawsuit package, you're saying that there are 6 things missing from the contract that the attorneys filed in court. These 6 things you agreed to the lender with. Now, one of those 6 things is you're saying you agreed with the lender that you were going to do the deal according to the GAAP accounting principles, which are the banking laws, the federal banking laws. Now, the lender can't argue that they did because they didn't. They can't say they didn't because there would be a man that they violated federal law. That lawsuit package in online course is my best work. I'm just, well, it's going to be a toss up between the lawsuit package in the online course and the $1,450 criminal lawsuit package. Well, one's criminal and one, so we're going to have to separate them. They're both at the top of the list in different categories. Yeah, I can live with that. Welcome, Mr. Bernie. Hello, sir. You can call me Coach Man. The only people that call me sir are the police. And I think they call me sir because they don't want to bother with me no more. I'm not a deal taker. So I don't know what these words mean, Malika. DHSS and CPS. Oh, family court? Is that what you mean? And family, they call family court on you? Oh, family court don't have any jurisdiction. They have less jurisdiction than the state court to be doing anything. Anyway, Malik, if you're using that package that the problem here is not what they say or the court that they call. The problem is it's the procedures that the court takes or the state takes, the state and the court, all of them. So, if you got that lawsuit package, you got what you need to punch them in the face too. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Artificial walls, artificial world. Everything they do is artificial. They drag you into court. They think someone else is coming after you. The state's the one paying the judge. And this is what I was going to talk about before. When you get your case in federal court, and they try to send you back because they don't want this shit in their court, especially when you're kicking their ass. And so, yeah, it becomes a problem for them. Everything they're doing is fake. So they're in administrative court. They don't have jurisdiction to be in administrative court. They don't have injured party. They don't have none of the stuff that they need. So if you bring the right stuff to the table, you'd be surprised what can get accomplished. You guys heard it from Nikki. She's the real deal. Oh. Yeah, well, I don't do family court, but what I do is teach people how to address the due process violation that occurs from the state's day-to-day processes. So we're figuring this out, thank God, to all the people in the group and the people that's not in the group that have been putting up with me, yelling at them and stuff. Oh, and sometimes I had to apologize for that yelling, but that's all right because I'm here because I care. So, yeah, we're getting it figured out. Well, that's all right. So, Malik, what we do when they act like that is we just add the attorney. If you're in a foreclosure situation, which I think is what you're in, we just add the attorney, or really, it doesn't matter. We add the attorney or the prosecutor. We add them to the case, and usually, I'm thinking you probably already did that. Well, then the next step is going to be to add their property as damages. And when you do that, you obviously have to look up the property to make sure that you include all the owners. And I did this with a friend of mine's case. We included the spouse, and then we served the spouse at her house because all the parties had to be served. Ooh. Ooh, they were really grumpy. They were really, and we did it by counterclaim. We just filed a counterclaim in their case after, well, we filed the 42 USC, the federal in-state case, as a counterclaim after adding the parties, the state and everybody, whatever, to it, and then we added damages, the attorney's property and personal assets. They were really, really mad about that. And the federal judge actually removed their attorney's wife from the lawsuit. And then we added the magistrate judge. And then we filed an amendment and added her back. And we added the judge to the lawsuit too. So, yeah. And so I can't really talk about the case that I'm talking about. But if you guys have followed me for a long time, you'll know there's only one person that I would help like that, and that is I can't talk about it anymore. How's that? Sound like I'm back double talking, huh? Yeah, I can't talk about my sister's case anymore. So, but I can say my sister loves me, and she's pretty happy. I can't say that. Oh, nice. Yeah, I saw Malika. I saw your post in the Facebook page, and you've been beating that face pretty good. No, it's hot. It's it's getting hot in here today. All right, that's badass. I love it. I freaking love it. It's cool to see people doing this, following the instructions. If you get in my program, you will have a lot of power at your hands, but you're not going to get these results if you don't watch the damn videos and do it the way it's supposed to be doing. Now, after you watch the videos and you get the hang of stuff, then you can make some changes and do some, have a little more fun. Hell yeah, because the door's open and you see what you need to be seeing. And it's not the lies that you believed your whole freaking life. Okay, they lied to you your whole life. I'm just saying. Oh, yeah, they're having some bad dreams. They're having some bad dreams now in the criminal court. I got somebody that's using the prosecutor eliminator package, and I've been kind of coaching them personally because this is like I think I've sold 3 or 4 of those, and this is the only person that I'm able to work with because the other cases ended too fast. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, but I'm enjoying this because what we found is what they tried to do to Veronica's friend is once she filed that sanction motion for 3.5 or whatever they put. I'm not sure what she put on it. Probably more than that because his ass is locked up. So I don't know what they put on, but once they filed that, it jacked up the hearing. One clerk said there wasn't going to be a hearing. Another clerk said there was going to be a hearing, but it wasn't going to be a hearing. Another clerk, there's hearing, there's hearing. There wasn't going to be. I think there's, I don't know. We're not sure if there's going to. Yeah, and then they decided they were going to have the hearing, but they wouldn't let anybody attend the hearing. Oh, I've been to a lot of those where they don't want nobody to hear what you got to stink and say. But what they did was they tried to make him take an attorney. And, you know, I'm like, well, no, that's not going to happen to nobody on my team. we don't. Yeah, it is. It is off the chain. Nobody on my team is going to be taking an attorney. So if they're going to force an attorney on you, then what Veronica did was she just amended the sanction motion, the sanction document. She just amended it and added the new attorney. And we also added the State Bar Association for the state of Mississippi. See how they like that. And instead of serving them and spending all that money, we're just going to have them have the mail, priority mail, so they have to sign for it. Because that's all we need. We just need them to sign for it. It's not like we're going to litigate any of this stuff that's in my in my package. Your goal is to get the shit in their face. That's it. Get it in their face. That's the goal. And then I don't know, see what they want to do. Now, in the prosecutor eliminator package, people want to file all the no, one thing at a time. Okay. When you bring your fireworks to the table and you light them all off at the same time, then that's a sign of fear. Okay. We ain't trying to do that. We're going to punch them in the face with one document until we feel like we need to add some more. Okay, so here's the thing. My goal, my dream, is to have one document take care of the problem. Now, the original non-judicial, there was like 17, or yeah. So yeah, no, we're down to like 8 now. I think maybe 8 in the 42 USC, and some of those 8 are stuff that's not really pertaining, that doesn't really have to be there to make the document effective. It's just stuff that you need to understand, like getting your passport and so that you can verify that you are not a U.S. citizen, those kind of things. But nonetheless, this sanction document has been very effective in the prosecutor eliminator case, and it's 3-0, and it's about to be 4-0. I don't know how they're going to get out of it, so I can't wait to see how they're going to try and get out of it. So if they're going to try and make him take an attorney, then what we're done with, we just add the attorney to the new attorney to the fire, and then we added the Bar Association to the fire also. Now we've created our very own conflict of interest. Okay, that's like a flurry. We just created a conflict of interest because none of those people can litigate the case if they're a party to it. Mm-hmm. And I don't think too many other people are going to jump in to stick their foot in that fire. Great. Good job, Malika. You are getting it done. Bleak Narratives. I love your name. Welcome to the show. Yeah, somebody called me a beast yesterday. I said, no, this is therapy for not being able to protect my wife and family. So I was traumatized and I have PSTD, PDS, DCP. I got something and I decided to make this my life mission, learning their lies and teaching people how to stick it in their face before court or during court, like like Nikki says, or during court. Yeah, you gotta just make sure you click on those ads, okay? Because I'm throwing it on the table here and for free. Well, I did get Zelda Lane did give me a $5 sticker, a super sticker. Thanks, Zelda. But you got to click on those ads because that's my game plan to make that jam from the ads and not from the people that's struggling to stay out of jail or keep their shit. So that's pretty good. Thank you. Thank you. I enjoy what I do. And most other people feel that. Some people don't when they're not getting the shit done right, and I have to kind of holler at them. But and if that's you, you can always ask me to go sit down. I just want to make sure that I'm doing my job because I take it very serious. And if you get your ass kicked using my stuff, then I feel like I'm getting punched in the face too. And I don't like that. I use my jab to keep people out of my face. So now if yeah, Bernie, I got your stuff here, but we're not here to talk about all of that. Um, really, I want to tell you guys it. I have people that like email me or call me. The best thing to do is go to my website at winningcourtnow.com and take a look at your options because I'm not an attorney. I don't tell you what to do. You need to figure it out. Now you can message me and you're gonna have to friend me on Facebook because I don't coach on my phone. And you can message me or you can ask me a question or email me if you have a question about a package or whatever. But I don't tell people what to do. I tried that once, and when you go that road, that's the way the whole thing goes, and nothing gets done if you're not there to tell people what to do. So in this program, you're going to learn all the shit here, and then at some point in time, you can take that ball and run with it. Well, you got the ball. You're just gonna have to run with it at some point in time, and that's the goal here. When you understand the fraud and the way that we're attacking it, and who we're putting in front of the attack, and those things, then at some point you can do like Malika done, and you can change things to fit your situation because you understand what you can't take out. Most people don't understand what you can't take out because they have no idea because they've been believing was the conventional program. So that's the link to my website, and all my information is on there. My email address and everything's on there too. Hey, Mel, welcome to the show tonight. Well, what I'll tell you is the foreclosure stuff I learned when I was on my government vacation, and then when I got out, that gave me the footing. And then when I got out, the people in the Facebook group, I got real time feedback from people that let me know how these fools were trying to get out of stuff, and that led us to where we're at now. Instead of addressing the lies and their crap, we're suing them for their crap. I did that. I like to keep it simple. Joseph, I don't know. I mean, you should probably follow the instructional video. I'm not trying to get out of answering you. What I will tell you is the more people you have, the more complicated it is for you. And in my documents, you have on there that you reserve the right to amend, and you don't really have to reserve the right to amend because you can add anybody at any time, or you can follow their rules that they'd like you to follow. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Uh, the only time I would suggest adding extra people is if you need to stop the eviction process. And so you need to add all those parties on there. That's the only time I would suggest adding a bunch of extra people. Sometimes people get emotionally wrapped up in shit, and that's not going to help you here, because the more people you add, the more complicated it becomes. And now you gotta respond to, well, they can't answer, but they'll try some bullshit. Failure to state a claim under Rule 12B or whatever, and then you have to answer each one, and it just gets complicated. But you can follow an instruction video, or you can get on your own program. And if you get on your own program, I'm not going to be able to coach you. So in my program, you have to do the steps along the way and get everything lined up. So when you get ready to make them go sit down, you'll have everything in line. And you do that by watching the instructional videos, not the training videos. I have people watching that just got in the program, and they're watching the instructional videos and the training videos, and they're trying to do everything, all 500 videos in there. No, you can see how, yeah. So if you're new, you should focus on those instructional videos and make sure that you have everything done right in that. Now, once you've completed that, studied the process of service, got the people served, the file, blah, 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 you're all set. Then you can go on and watch some other stuff. And what I would be watching is whatever is on there, how to kick the judge's butt. Because that's that's gonna be the next step. Kicking the judge's ass is gonna be the next step. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, we know all that, Bernie. You need to get yourself uh you need to do something about it. That's where you're at now, man. Yep, you guys are getting it. Okay, so that's badass. So these guys junkied the instructional videos. They watched them several times. They took notes. There's a lot of information in those videos. So, and you can see if you do the thing, you can end up where you need to be. These people, your goal is not to get the judge to rule or give you shit, because that ain't never going to happen. Your goal is to keep punching them in the face until they go sit their ass down. Basically, you're going to keep punching them until they visualize the shared liability. And then they're going to go sit their ass down. Thank you guys for the privilege of sharing your time tonight. So, Zelda, what package were you saving for? You should send me an email. Zelda, send me an email and let me know what package that you're saving for. So thank you guys for the value of sharing your time, and I'll see you guys in the next live stream. Keep. Let's go. Keep it up. Keep that jab up there. Okay. Oh, I think someone's calling me. Good night, everybody.